I was down in Atlanta, Georgia, so far away from home. I woke up missing my baby and feeling so alone. Only time can change my mind from feeling sad and blue. Longing, longing for you. It is time for another tutorial. Today, we're going to do a deep dive into the song Longing from C and K. So, this song is in the key of D, D major, and you can see the chords right up here. I've got those up there for you. I may put them on a page all by themselves. In fact, let me do that just now for a second here so you can see the full, and maybe take a screenshot of it and then print them off if you want, and then we'll get back to the video. All right. So this is in the key of D, and the first chord, and it involves what I call dead thumbing. Dead thumbing is you've heard guitar players doing things like. That's dead thumbing, right? So it's, to me, it's kind of a semi-dead thumb because you're going. And so forth, okay? So anyway, we start, like I said, it's in the key of D major, and it starts off on the verses. I like to, it actually begins with dead thumbing on the first chord, on the root chord, D. So it generally begins doing this. I was down, like that, okay? I like to start it off, especially when I involve a whole band, I like to start it off, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I was down in Atlanta, Georgia. That's how I like to begin. So it begins on the 5. And you remember this this fingering is called tenths, going up by tenths, the interval of a tenth. You've seen me do it in E. In fact, if you had to go down there, that would be a good way to get around going. And so forth on another song. Anyway, so I like to begin that way. And I've already shown you guys in other videos, and you can just go over some of the other videos. You can see this movement. It's real simple. Real simple, involving the first, second, and third string and the A string. And then I begin the song in D. D. And check out my right hand. And that's it. That's the fingering. And then the next is D major 7th, right? Okay, and I was telling you that I like to get to the chords the easiest route possible and the simplest route possible and the fastest way possible to get there without having to look, without having to worry about the strings. So what I do is, when I do my regular Ds like that, but when I do my D major 7th, what I do is take my first finger and fold it down. You can see me folding it down there. Now it's covering the second string. So you get this. All right, so practice that. Go back and forth. Just practice that back and forth until you get it. At first, you're probably going to get this. Because it's a little difficult to bend that down. But once you got it down, it's a piece of cake, and you can do that in A as well. I like to do it with my second and third fingers in the case of the A, because then you're free and open to do that, or, you see? So in D, we do D to D major 7th. D7th, and then G major 7th. And the G major 7th, I just do with just 2 fingers, and it's the same. You're still picking on the first, second, and third strings, but you have your G in the bass, and then your F sharp in the first string, first string, 2nd fret. So it's this. And then G minor. I use G minor 7th, it doesn't matter, you can use either one. I like that. Sometimes you can do it this way. And then longing, longing, longing. So that's A, and again, I told you, I use the 2nd and 3rd strings fingers on this, bending down my 2nd middle finger down so it covers the 3rd string. See there? It's the same thing here. Okay. So we get down to the 5 chord, longing, longing, G, regular G, for you. That's it. And all you have to do now is practice this right hand to make sure that you're doing the fingering the way that I'm doing it. And when I get to the D7th, I like to let that E come in first so that it becomes a D, E, F, like a suspended D, like a 2nd in there. It's that. But since we're not playing the actual D, we're down to a C on that string. It makes it kind of sound pretty nice. And then I'll get back up to the F sharp, which sets us up for our G major 7th. Okay? So again, practice that fingering with me now. 2, 3, 4, and. There you go. And there's where that comes in, that 10th, the movement of 10ths. Now, when I play it, I allow myself to not just stay on. I change it around, so it makes it a little bit more interesting, not only for you, but also for the listener. So you'll hear me, and it'll sound like this. Okay, that's it. That's the whole song. Now, wasn't that easy? Let's try it again. We'll try it from the very beginning. You don't have to do this part, but it's good to know because it comes in between verses. And in the actual recording, we actually don't do this, but because we have a band, some of the band is playing that. Okay, you're hearing that in the background. But when there's just 2 of you or just 1 of you, it's nice. It makes it a lot more interesting, a lot fuller sounding to an audience that's hearing it. So let's begin, and we'll take it slowly. 2, 3, 4. I was down in Atlanta, Georgia, so far. I woke up missing my bed. Okay? So let's review. We start with a D, and then we go to the D major 7th, and we try to get that little first finger, that index finger, to bend down to cover that what is it, 3rd string? Yeah, 3rd string. I'm sorry, 2nd string. Yes. And then 2nd string. And then our regular D7th. And then we stay with that F sharp on the top there, but we put our 1st finger on it, and then our 3rd finger, or it doesn't matter, either one, 2nd or 3rd finger on that G for the G major 7th. Now, if you wanted to do a regular G major 7th like we've all learned this, but because we need that F sharp in the top there, unless you do it with the heel of this finger here, you can do it that way. It's a little bit more difficult, but with some practice you can get it. So it sounds like this. And so forth. So that's it. It's that simple. The technique that I use for finger picking is something that you have to work on. I'm going to try to see if I can slow it down for you right now. We'll do it really slow. It's very hard for me to do it when I have to slow it down because I'm so used to doing it a tempo. But let's just give it a try and see if we can all do it together. So here we go. It starts off with, and then I was down in Atlanta, Georgia, so far away from home. Woke up missing my baby and feeling so alone. Only time can change my mind from feeling sad and blue. Longing, longing for you. That's it. That's it. Practice that, and you can play along with the song. The song isn't that fast anyway, so it's at a pretty good speed so that anybody can play along with it. So the thing is, you've got to practice that stuff, especially the right hand. I think the idea that Henry had on this one was to keeping that dead thumb on the D, even in the G major 7th, so that you'll hear this. When he's playing the guitar, it'll sound like this. See that D, still a D. Okay, that's how he does it. I like the sound of the G down there, even though I will keep that F sharp in the front, in the top there. Because in the transition, if you jump from, it's a little bit of an abrupt jump, so I like to introduce that G when I go to the G major. I still keep the D there. It's still in there. Okay? So it's still in there, but now it's not the bass note anymore. It's kind of like the second bass note. All right, so that's it. And just keep on practicing, and I hope that this video helps you. If you have any suggestions of anything that I can improve to make it easier for you to learn these videos, let me know, because I want to do it. These are for you. I already know the song. I told you already. I told you that part. So if there's a suggestion or there's a way that I can make this easier for you to understand, let me know that, and I'll make sure that I do include that in the videos, along with, of course, the chords, as you will always have them, okay? Thank you so much. and I'll see you on the next tutorial.